Hey everybody, I'm John Granato from The Bench, mornings on ESPN 97.5 and 92.5, and that's AJ Hoffman. He is on the Blitz, afternoons on ESPN 97.5 and 92.5. If you haven't yet, hit subscribe so that you get all of our Sports Map HOU content. Let's talk a little NFL. This week, Mike Florio wrote a column, AJ, saying he thinks the NFL could be doing a disservice to the Texans by not making a decision on putting Deshaun Watson on the commissioner's exempt list. As it stands, at least the Texans holding back to make a decision about Deshaun and his obligations to show up to mandatory practices. Do you agree that the NFL needs to act, and act pretty soon?
Yeah, I don't know if they're somehow doing a disservice to the Texans, though, because the Texans could have easily held this mandatory thing and made Deshaun come. And I don't feel like the Texans are worried about Deshaun's feelings anymore. I feel like everyone should know that bridge is totally burned. So anything now that they do or force him to pay, it's not like it's going to say, okay, well, now I'm definitely don't want to play here. Deshaun's made his intentions totally clear. The Texans, I think, have already started planning for life without Deshaun, as they should. So I don't know if they're doing him a disservice, but I do think just for optics' sake, the NFL, it's probably better to do it sooner than later. And I don't know if the exempt list is the way to go, the suspended list, I don't know. But the NFL seems like in the past they've made decisions a little more quickly than this.
Yeah, I mean, they are in limbo right now, the Texans are. I don't know that the Texans want him on the exempt list. Deshaun won't show up, so now he gets fined, so they get some of that, they recoup some of that $27 million they gave him as a signing bonus, as opposed to, him collecting his $10 million this year while he's on the exempt list, not doing anything. If I'm the Texans, I might say, you know what? Don't put him on the exempt list, Commissioner. We want him to be charged.
Yeah, or at least suspend him. Suspend him indefinitely, because that doesn't pull out of the Texans' wallets. So the Texans, I think, really the last thing they want is for him to be on the exempt list, because they don't want to pay him. I think the Texans have no expectations that he's going to show up. So if he's definitely not showing up, you'd rather not pay him than pay him. So to me, the exempt list. Not putting him on the exempt list is not somehow doing a disservice to the Texans.
And Florio also wrote, he said, if he's not on the exempt list, then teams know, hey, he can play this year. So now I'm going to trade for him. I ain't buying that. There's still a criminal investigation. The league still might suspend him when it all is said and done. So I ain't buying that, Florio. Just because he's not put on the exempt list doesn't mean that the Texans can trade him yet.
Well, the Texans, in a world where someone is willing to take that risk on Deshaun, they could trade him in that scenario. I don't think anybody's willing to risk, trading for that guy right now, much less give up anything of real value to bring him in, which if the Texans did trade him, of course they would want something of value back. So, no, I don't think that they're in a position where they could trade him while he's not on the exempt list, because I don't think there's a buyer out there right now.
No, and I don't think until the criminal investigation is done and the NFL decides his suspension, it's got to have an end to it, that you're going to be able to get full value for him. So I don't think there's any way that the Texans, maybe I'm wrong, maybe mid-season or by the trade deadline, some team is so desperate that they'll give up whatever for Deshaun Watson. But otherwise, I just don't see him getting traded until next offseason.
Yeah, that's the way it looks right now. And like you said, while we're still in the process, and it's gotten quiet on the Busby Harden front. We're not hearing the daily updates like we were a while back. I have no idea where they are in the investigation. I have no idea when there's going to be any resolution to this thing. So if we don't know, and we're hearing about it every day, what do these other 31 teams know?
Yeah, we got Deshaun, and guess what? He ain't playing.